Welcome back to our podcast, Abilene People, here on bigcountryhomepage.com, where we talk to Abilene's most interesting people. And I guess if you are talking about a lady that'll be 100 years old in a couple of weeks, who twice saw Hitler, whose family had their home searched by the Gestapo, if that qualifies as interesting, then we've got a fantastic guest today, Erika Wiginton. How are you, ma'am?
I'm fine, thank
Oh,
you.
so glad you came in today. And I want to say we also have your dear friends, Melissa O'Neill, and also in the digital studio, but off camera, we have Ronnie Ake, who really is your caretaker.
Yeah,
So these are very dear friends of yours.
my best neighbors and friends.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm so thankful that they persuaded you to come on the podcast.
Well,
And you're 100 years old, but I bet you've been on a lot of podcasts. I bet you're very familiar with all this digital technology, right? You're a big podcast fan, right? You're a big social media influencer, right? Do you even know when I say social media influencer? Do you know what that is? You're good for you. Good for you. Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Erika, you are originally from Stuttgart, Germany.
yeah.
And when you were a little girl, you would have been about 8 years old when Hitler came to power.
Yeah,
and,
but
you saw him. You saw Hitler.
we didn't see him then.
Right. You saw him later on. And it was, tell us about it. He was on a train
At a train. The school afternoon was closed, and we all had to go to the railroad station with a little flag. And Hitler went just by. He went to Munich from Stuttgart. I think he came from Austria, went through Stuttgart and the railroad to Munich. And we had to be there, the school children. And I seen Hitler, all he did like this. And he didn't smile, he just went by. And it happened 2 times.
So when you were a little girl, they would make the school children wave flags.
I was probably 12 years old.
Yeah.
It was later,
Yeah. And so you lived growing up in the Nazi world, but your father and mother were.
We had no time. We had a big family to take care of.
And you had like 8 siblings or 8 children in your family?
Total, yeah.
But they were not Nazi sympathizers.
Nothing.
But
No.
but it was a very dangerous time, correct?
Very, very. They had to come in the door and knock and said, "Come to the meetings. We give you the uniform free." And my mama said, "You know what? I have children to take care of, and my daughter needs to stay home." I went one time and I said, "Mother, I'm not going there no more."
Oh, so you went to an organized Nazi meeting?
Well,
one time and said, "No, I'm not going to do that anymore."
I just went to a meeting.
Yeah, I understand.
Like this Girl Scouts,
But you had to have a picture of Hitler in your home, right? And the Gestapo would come into your home and search your home. Is that accurate?
Well, they didn't go to every home, but we never know who they come into. But you have to have a Hitler picture in the room.
And it's my understanding your parents put the picture of Hitler like on a bottom shelf or hid it away.
No, we had it on the wall somewhere.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you did have to have it on the wall.
And my brother bought it for 10 cents at the fair.
Wait, your brother bought the picture of Hitler?
But my dad wouldn't buy it, and we had to have it. And my brother, he was an electrician later.
Oh, okay.
And he just bought it and brought it home and said, "Mama, hang it up. Mama, hang it up in case anybody comes,
Yeah.
And we needed it one time. My dad got, in trouble there. But they were okay with us. They were okay. It was okay. They didn't do nothing. When the war was over, we had the French troops come in.
So the French troops came in. You're still in Stuttgart.
After
the war was over. Okay, what happened then?
Well, they looked through everything, through the cellar, and the Nazis, they were French from Algeria or somewhere, Africa, you know. See, the Americans couldn't come into Stuttgart. The bridge was broke. All the bricks were down. So the French came the other way. The French were the first one that came to Stuttgart. And I was working in the store, and I was walking home, and a guy got me in. Said, "Get in here, you get shot. They're coming." It was very dangerous, and the French took people in their pickup, took them over to French, and the war was over. It was very bad in a way, but we wiggled through. My father was okay, but they got him before the war was over, and took him to French, to Paris or somewhere. And when the war was over, he had to walk home by himself. And my father was kind of broke. His heart was broke. 2 wars. But he was the best guy. Never smoked, never drank. He said, finish coffee.
You describe your father as a very devout.
He was very good. He was a very good Christian. We were a bunch of people. We were always happy. We giggled all the time.
When you were a little girl, did you know any children who just disappeared?
No.
So all of your community stayed together?
Well, I don't go to meetings because I had work to do and I went to school. And I liked my school. And I had to take care of my brothers and sisters a little bit in the evening, you know. And mother cooked and cleaned and swept. We just lived like people.
So there was 8 of the children, and you said that you were about 12 years old when you saw Hitler, and then time after that, you met as a young lady then, years later, a U.S. serviceman who was serving in Europe after the war was over. You met him, and that became your husband.
Yeah, well, it was funny the way we met. He wanted some German marks, and I worked in a store, and he came in and wanted some German marks to get some beer for his people, the guys, you know. And he said, I didn't have any money, but I could bring him some tomorrow. And that's when I met him the next day. And I said, I don't want the money. I want you to buy me some black stockings.
So that's how you met your husband.
I was short, you know, and I wanted to be a little somebody. And I had some black shoes. I found them, you know, you have to be. And I even went in the PX with him. And I couldn't find it. I could find the stockings. And then he had some money left. He bought a box of Hershey chocolates and brought it home to us.
Oh, wow. So that's how you met your husband. And
but the stockings had a black seam of
the back.
Now
I wasn't gonna ask what kind of stockings. A little racy.
They were modern, you know, high heels, and I wanted some stockings to match, and I didn't have any. And everybody had them, and I had to have them. So I said, well, I got that guy, maybe he do it. And he said, I don't want the money, but I'll give you 20 marks if you bring me some socks. I wanted them stockings.
That's so great.
And he said he would do it, and he got me. And I went with him to the PX, and I was not allowed to get in.
Yeah, I was going to say,
but
you went in anyway.
He was the MP guy, and he just walked in.
So did you speak English at the time?
Not much.
We
could learn it for free. I went a few times for one mark, 1 hour in English, but I couldn't do nothing much. I couldn't understand the other guys, but I understood him good.
How long did you court your husband, or did he court you until you decided to get married?
Oh, quite a bit. I don't know, a long time.
But originally, when you married, you thought you were going to move to England.
Well, I went to England, and it's a different English, but it helped. It helped. It helped.
Yeah, and you worked as a nanny.
See, I had to get some papers together to come over here. And I had to go to another American thing and get papers. And I fill it out. And, then they checked me out all over. And I said, I'm not a criminal. I told them, why do that, And, well, it was very strict to come over here.
So you came over eventually to marry your husband.
Yeah.
And you came over on the Queen Mary.
And the Queen Mary.
So do you remember how long it took to get all the way across the ocean on the Queen Mary?
I think 4.5 days from England, from the Thames, from the big thing.
To New York City.
4.5 to 5 days. Water.
You don't like the water?
I hate water.
But you obviously must have loved this man who bought you the stockings.
But he was so honest with me, and he told me that his father is blind, and he lost the farm, and he lived in Wheeler, Texas. I said, I don't care. I don't need the money. I can work.
So he was from Wheeler, Texas, up in the Panhandle.
Yeah, I arrived in, I spent 3 days in New York with those NBC TV
Yeah, we're gonna get there. I want to ask you about that. So in New York City, you met some people from NBC, and they put you on the game show Truth or Consequences.
Yeah, and surprised me to bring his mother in. And he sent his mother some money and a ticket to come. And
so you did not know your future
I
mother-in-law.
did not until in the program.
You didn't know that she was going to be on the TV show with you.
That's right.
Wow.
And, she was such a sweet mother. She didn't hardly talk to me. But we had a big thing in Sheraton Hotel.
That's pretty common in America with mother-in-laws. They don't always talk to you.
Well, if I ask her about her son, and I say, it's okay, it's all right, that's all I know. And I know my way better around than her in New York.
Oh, my.
I did.
And so you won a refrigerator on the game show.
Yeah.
Well, what'd you do with the refrigerator?
I sent it home to his mother and dad.
All the way to Wheeler, Texas.
I didn't they send it. And I said, we have to go to Texas. I had money. And the boss said, you don't need any money. We go send you on the airplane with your mother-in-law.
Oh, and you flew on an airplane?
Yeah.
Wow.
From
this would
New York to Amarillo.
1952. Okay, nice. So 1952.
In June.
First time you ever flew on an airplane?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Wow.
I worked since then. I went many ways.
Yeah, well.
I went back to Germany a few times.
If you're going back to Germany, you probably didn't go back on the Queen Mary. You probably flew on an airplane, right? Faster, much faster.
Different kinds. Delta Airline, American Airline, and last time I had the German airline.
You're celebrating a 100th birthday pretty soon, and you have family and friends who are coming over from Stuttgart to celebrate with you. You've got to be excited about that.
I am.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. And you still have one sister who's alive.
Yeah, but she's not coming.
She can't come.
She's 91. She likes to fly.
Yeah.
Her son-in-law, her daughter, husband, and son coming. He's a student. He studies, and he's off 2 weeks.
And this is you have a daughter who lives up in the Pacific Northwest, and you're talking about...
She's coming with her husband, too.
Her and her husband and their son?
No,
just your daughter and her husband.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's her
My daughter is 72.
Her sister's daughter's husband from Germany and their son are
Oh, I
coming.
understand now. I misunderstood. Okay, I got it.
They're
I
the
got
ones
it.
coming from
You
Germany.
got to be excited
I
about
can
this.
I can talk English.
No, you're doing great.
And the son-in-law doesn't really speak English.
You know, I've been to Germany. I've been to
I've been
Stuttgart. I've been to
Mercedes and Volkswagen.
Oh, yeah, Mercedes. Home.
My father
built in
knew
Stuttgart.
Dr. Porsche. We know Dr. Porsche.
I was gonna say your family knew Ferdinand Porsche.
Yeah.
You say Porsche.
Porsche.
You say Porsche.
That's it. It's really a French name.
You pronounce it Ferdinand Porsche. I pronounce it very expensive sports car. That's how I pronounce it. Very, very
That's
expensive.
French.
Yes, but your
He
brother.
was a tall guy.
You had a brother who knew him. Your brother had become a professional soccer player.
A couple of years. Yeah. He got married too and agreed.
And so, through your brother, the family got to know Porsche.
Well, yeah. Well, it was the city like Abilene with Wiley or so, you know.
Right.
Every Sunday was a ball game at 2:30. But then he was not a big player then. He was just a number one left field, and he was good. They got him later. After the war, they got him.
You came then later to Abilene. And what did you think of Abilene when you moved here?
Well, I thought it was a little stiff town. Stiff a little. But it's the people, you know, different. Well, but people are friendly and good.
There you go, yeah. But I did. The weather in Germany can be very cold.
But Stuttgart is in the south. It's raining a lot.
A lot of rain.
Yeah. I told you that.
So
Abilene
is not like Stuttgart in that regard. Not a lot of rain. And did you like the heat in the summer?
Well, no, I'm 100 years old. I like the heat. I'm used to it.
So you're used to it by now. Well,
but
you know.
I still have a little trouble with the heat. But
yeah, but
it's okay.
This lady would walk everywhere in Abilene. From her home on Ross, she would walk to the mall.
Very, very, but that's very European, very German.
She walked.
Not anymore. They got the cars. They're going.
But back in the day, every German walked.
Yeah,
everywhere.
We walked a lot on Sunday afternoon up the hill. My dad said, Mama said, go and take the kids, you know. And we went a lot of walking.
So where you lived, I just mean in your life today, you know, where you are in your life today, almost 100 years old. How is it that you've made it to 100? You know, a lot of people don't, right?
I don't know.
A lot of people don't. You have, so you've got to have a secret. What's your secret?
I've been walking. And I walked.
So, I mean, I was hoping you would say tequila. That's what I was hoping you would say.
The heat.
Yeah. We'll say the heat. Yeah, I was hoping you would have some secret that would be like, an open door for us. But no, it's just walking.
I walked a lot. I did. I don't know. Y'all don't know me then, but I walked a lot.
So
walked everywhere.
When you celebrate your 100th birthday, and all of these people come for the party, are you going to just let loose and just eat whatever you want, or are you going? You are.
I let them have what there is. What they all do. I just.
Well, I mean, come on.
You only
turn 100 once, right? You need to just enjoy a good party when you turn 100.
It'd be nice.
Yeah, it'll be nice.
I didn't want it, but they want me to have it.
Well, you know what?
Yes, we did.
You have. I want to recap some of the things we've learned about Erika Wiginton. You have lived a century. Just here in a few days, it'll be 100 years old. You're originally from Germany, and as a young girl, you saw Hitler on 2 occasions. Just wave.
But we didn't wave. We just had the flag.
You would have the flag, and he would wave. I just think it's hard for people w'ho've not lived your experience.
Yeah, it's a different world.
A very different world. A very different world.
You don't need to go over there.
What advice would you give people today? What do you think people need to know, and how should people be living their lives today?
Well, I don't know. It's about the same life over there and here now. You know, they have cars, they have good food, they have a job, and they look for a home. And
is that the key to happiness? To just be busy,
not much.
To work?
It's about the same to me. Mother cooks, but we have a dinner at noon. In my day, we went home from school 12 o'clock to 2.
Really? You'd go home every day and have a big meal from 12 to 2. I like that. We should do that.
We went back to school at 2 o'clock to 4. And if you want to stay, you can stay. Do gymnastics. It's free.
Would you have what are some of the dishes you would have? Sauerbraten? Civic noodle?
Mother made a lot. Potato salad.
Yeah,
that's very good. Spaghettis and
schnitzel.
No, we couldn't afford a lot of meat. Mama bought a half a pound meat for a week, and we had a lot of gravy once a week. But we cooked fish. She could.
Erika, how long ago did your mother and father pass away?
Oh, my father died in 59 or 60. He was about 63, but my mother was 90, and I was over there. And she died in August, and I was over there on her birthday. My brother Walter and Mama had the same day birthday, April the 15th, and I was there. And Mama died in August. We had the big hospital, Bosch, you know. Robert Bosch was a big hospital, and it's a big factory now over there. It's growing, everything. It's different, it's modern. Chandeliers, glass, everything over there, and cars. They have to tell us when you get out and we pick you up because we cannot park in Stuttgart.
Well, it's interesting, though, that when you were young, there weren't many cars, right?
We had street cars.
But now Stuttgart is home to Mercedes and the Volkswagen.
It was always there. It was starting out, but Mercedes was always there. You couldn't touch Mercedes. It's like a holy land. In Stuttgart, Unterturkheim, it's another little town where they got, and the river, there, I know all about it, but I had never been there. You couldn't get in. And we couldn't afford a Mercedes. But my brother got a Volkswagen. And my father had a sister in Bulgaria. And they went to Bulgaria one time with a little Volkswagen.
Oh, and you drove into Bulgaria?
Not me, my brother. But my brother, his wife, and their son, and my brother Walter. And you only could spend $10 in Bulgaria. The Russian would let you no more than 10 marks, not take nothing out.
I'm surprised that you could drive in and out of Bulgaria in those days.
I wouldn't mind, it's not that far, but I had this aunt, my father's sister was there, and she had a radio guy married. She married in Stuttgart. They both been studying, I think, and I got one letter in Abilene from her, and I live here. She said, you and me were the only one who went out of the country. She says, me and her, and she never liked me because I looked like her a lot. But she loved my brother, my football player. And he went and got that Volkswagen, and he took off a week. You could only spend $10, no more. And he said it was not much there.
What a life you have lived. All the experiences you have had.
Well, I'm home all the time in Abilene. I walked a lot with this.
Well, yeah. You may be home all the time now, but you have had a very fascinating life. You may not think so, but we think so.
And she met a lot of people because she worked for many years at Snow White Bakery. So she knew everybody.
I worked at Snow White Bakery more than 10 years, I think. I worked a long time there. Lots of work. Had to make money. I made it. Barely. But there's always a way. You find a way. And I was lucky.
Well, I will tell you this. That may be the good summary for your life. You found a way.
Well,
and all of the things that you've seen and all the things that occurred in the world that you lived in and came from, the dangers of post-World War II Europe, and you found a way over on the Queen Mary, and you won a refrigerator.
My God, yeah. That was something. Yeah. Today said, I was going to get you one.
I wonder what happened to that refrigerator. Wouldn't you love to have it today?
Huh?
Wouldn't you love to have that refrigerator today? I wonder what happened to it.
Well, it's in the bum, it's gone.
Well, his mother, they don't make them like they used to.
And what did you get for your birthday from Ronnie and me this year?
I knew her fish.
Well, truth or consequences.
A bigger one, and I didn't even want it, but it tell me mine was leaking, and if you have to repair, it's no good. So they just bought one. They didn't tell me it was just there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Surprised me.
Yeah, well, you like
Melissa, oh my God, and Ronnie. I've been blessed with good people. Lucky. If all, I was lucky. I bought an old house. I told my husband I bought a house, signed it. I did. And I still live in there. It's not a beautiful, but it's a nice house.
You know, one thing I never asked you, and I want to ask you before we conclude, when did your husband pass away?
78.
So you've been a widow since 78. That's a long time.
Yeah, I didn't want another one. I could have married a one or two. I didn't want them. I said, out.
Well, that may be the gold advice of the podcast right there. You know, you'll have women writing you thank you notes after this.
I just didn't have to
go
to it. I couldn't make it. I had a little house.
Sure.
And I had work to do.
You had a life that had been richly lived, and you were set, and you thought, what do I need a man for?
I was satisfied, and I'm satisfied. Today, I'm very satisfied. I had a bad fall. I fell last year, and it got me down. I said, God says it's time for you.
Yeah, you recently have had one of your first experiences with a health scare, and you spent some time in the hospital. You know.
4 weeks.
Yeah. Well, we wish you the best of health. You know, I don't know that it's even feasible to think of living to 100, but you know, you've done it. You've done it. You've made it. Yeah. And how about 100 more?
No. Maybe one more.
Well, we wish you many more, as many as the good Lord allows. Thank you.
I had a nice time. I mean, it's life the way God made it. You know, He said, that's it. And I don't know why I fell. I couldn't hold it anymore.
Well, you know what?
You're doing great.
You're doing great now, and you've got some wonderful friends. You've got a wonderful party that's coming up very soon. People coming across on the Queen Mary to see you. I mean, they're going to fly. They're going to fly on an airplane to come see you. You have a lot to look forward to, and you're a wonderful, delightful person with the most interesting story.
Thank you. I'm not smiling all the time.
You are one of Abilene's most interesting people. And I'm so thankful that you came
Really?
to be our guest
Uh-huh.
on.
Make me happy. I had to put some clothes on today.
Thank you for joining us here on Big Country Homepage for our podcast, Abilene People, where we will continue to have the most interesting people in Abilene. Today, we certainly have had that with Erika Wiginton, and we're so thankful for her friends, Melissa and Ronnie, who came to help her out and be here today. We'll see you next time. A big shout out to Travis Corrigan, our ace producer, right here on Abilene People. I'm your host, Danny Sims. Thanks for being with us.